You are now tuned in to the real news behind the news, bringing truth to light and exposing the deception behind the mainstream media while matching headlines with the prophecy of the scriptures.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This your boy Raw Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Hey, good afternoon everybody, how y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This the Negro you love to hate, or you either love to love me. Either way it go, this your boy Raw Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Kind of like breaking news, but I want y'all to be aware of something. Well, first of all, let's go through the formality. The day is Tuesday, March 7, 2023. And if you live here in Bossier City, Minden, Shreveport, anywhere in the surrounding areas, you should be concerned about the escalation going on with your government, the Europeans, against Russia, now China also. And y'all be sitting around here saying, you always talking about world news, but let me show you how world news affects us here in Shreveport, in Bossier. Do y'all realize if we go to war, full-fledged war with Russia and China, which the Europeans and United States are instigating, they're telling you on the cool. First they say we weren't going to send them with this type of weapon. Now we're sending them tanks. And the one thing we said we would never do was send them planes, jets. Do y'all realize they got Ukrainian soldiers here in America right now training to fly the F-16? So what happens? If we go to full-fledged war with Russia and China, do y'all realize one of the first targets they gonna hit in America is Barksdale Air Force Base? You say world news don't affect me, but see what happened throughout history in World War I and World War II, we were not able to gain information about what was going on with Germany in both cases and what was going on with the Europeans. Today there's no excuse, but most of us in America will be just like those in 1942 and 20 something, 19, whatever, with World War I and World War II. I can't get the dates right because I gotta hurry up and get back in. But guess what? We wasn't even paying attention to what was going on because the news was selectively telling the people what they wanted to hear in order to guide them and push them into war. You all are witnessing that today, but the difference is Russia and China have supersonic weapons, something that the United States, I don't care what you hear, the truth is even your generals are telling you in the United States, it'll be at least another 5 years before we can get supersonic weaponry technology down enough where we can produce those weapons. Do y'all really understand what's going on? We're sitting around here, man, we're so occupied and bewitched. We're being bewitched with the entertainment. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being entertained, but you should rather be informed. Anytime you hear them say something on the news about Ukraine, you should be leery because we just sent them over almost $150 billion. Just sent them $2 more billion. And again, how it affects us in America, that $2 billion could have been used for the train derailment up there almost a month ago in Ohio, and they just had another one this weekend. That money could be used to fix the infrastructure here in America, help the homeless. But we gladly, and don't even, most of us, I'm gonna say most of us in America are waking up. Are you still asleep? I just put it like this. You look at the last thing I just posted where the New York Times, the leading propaganda mouthpiece for the CIA, FBI, and all them other alphabet surveillance agencies just came out and told us that pro-Ukrainian groups are probably responsible for blowing up that pipeline between Germany and Russia. They got a lot of people in Europe freezing right now. Don't have businesses are closing because they don't have gas to even cut heaters on. And guess what? If that's the case, then that's the most, I guess you could say, that is the largest act of terrorism in world history, meaning that the United States should be, if nothing else, refunding us our $150 billion back. I mean, Ukraine should be giving us their money back because they're a state sponsor of terrorism, from what New York Times just said. But we're talking about going over there fighting for Ukraine against Russia. Also, something that y'all need to know, I'm finna end this. a lot of y'all during the last pandemic, a lot of us said we not gonna get that vaccination. Goddamn, I'm spitting tortilla chips and shit out my mouth. Anyway, y'all forget that part. I'm not. Anyway, but they said y'all, a lot of y'all thinking that you gonna have a choice in the next pandemic, which is that the World Health Organization just came out and said the next major pandemic around the world is gonna affect children. It's like they already had this shit planned. So now what that's gonna happen is your president here in America, the Alzheimer's patient Joe Biden, is about to sign legislation giving over the sovereignty of America to the World Health Organization. Every country on the planet is supposed to relinquish their sovereignty just in case the next pandemic comes. You're not going to have the option to say I'm not taking these vaccines, because the World Health Organization is going to force everyone to be subjected to these pharmaceutical companies and take the vaccine. This is a different story. It's a long story. I'm supposed to be doing, when I go on the radio show, I got to set up this radio show for tomorrow. When I go up there tomorrow and handle that, I'm going to talk about it more in detail, so y'all stay tuned. But I know y'all don't be wanting to hear this. It messes up your day. Why you always got to be so negative? I ain't being negative. I'm telling you the truth. Same thing the prophet Jeremiah did when he said, you tricked me, oh Lord. I ain't want to say these things to these people. But you make it so hard for me to be quiet. And just as he prophesied, everything happens. But when a man speaks truly from God's spirit, he ain't going to be always telling you that you give God $30, he going to give you $3,000 back. That sounds like a Ponzi scheme. But anyway, real prophet going to tell you the real news behind the news. Y'all be blessed.